Since then, man, I've been MIA here on the podcast, obviously, because some of you guys know, I actually, unfortunately, just tested positive for COVID about a week and a half ago. And, man, it feels like forever ago, man, that I've been, since I tested positive for COVID. But, yeah, man, your boy tested positive for COVID, and, it's crazy, man. Like, COVID hit me pretty rough, man. I got pretty fucking sick. Like, I can't recall ever at a time in my life where I felt like that, man. Like, I legit, like, I'm not gonna say like I thought I was gonna die, but it's like, you feel like you're dying, you know what I mean, in a like figurative sense. You know what I mean? It just, man, I was hurting. I mean, just to describe some of my symptoms that I dealt with the COVID, man, it's like all the symptoms that they told you would get, I got like all of them, man. I had the body aches, I had the strong flu, fever, a cough, sneeze, indigestion, compression, like sinuses, and or compression in the sinuses. Like, I couldn't breathe out of my nose for a few days, man, and I lost freaking all taste, man. Like, not like I couldn't taste anything. It was like my mouth was developing like a metallic kind of bloody type of taste. Like, I don't know if you guys remember being young and like when you guys lose a tooth, you know what I'm saying? And when you pull the tooth out or whatever and you guys kind of lick the hole and you can kind of taste the blood. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about, but it was just, imagine that like all day. That's all you can taste. It's just like that, like a very bloody, metallic, nasty, gross tasting, I don't want to gross anybody out, but I mean, that's just kind of what I experienced, man. And, I'm still dealing with a few symptoms. I still got I got like a stomach thing going on right now, and a lot of fatigue. Very definitely a big loss of energy, man. Like, I feel like, just the smallest activity, man, like I'd be folding laundry or just walking around the house, man, just to get up and kind of move around, man. It gets you tired, you know what I mean? Like, I'm huffing and puffing. It's just like, dude, I just took like 20 steps, you know what I mean? It's the craziest thing, like the fatigue, that is legit, man. So, hey, like, it's crazy, man, because, I've spent a year ducking COVID. You know what I mean? It's been like over a year now, right, that we've been living through this pandemic. And I mean, I've been like, I'm one of those people that took COVID serious from the beginning, man. I still take COVID seriously, man. You know what I mean? Like, I do the social distancing, I do the masks, and I mean, especially early on, man, like I was really germ freaking about it, you know what I mean? Like, washing my hands, making sure I had my sanitizer, staying away from people, keeping my areas clean and sanitized, and, like I said, wearing the mask, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things I still take seriously, man, even to this point before, before I tested positive, man. I'm still one of those people that is at the gym still wearing a mask, man, in a gym full of people that are not wearing it no more, regardless of whether they've been vaccinated or not. Like, it's the craziest thing, man. Like, I'll be in the gym, you know what I mean? Just, doing my workouts and stuff like that. I'm wearing my mask, you know what I mean? I wear my mask, and, sometimes, man, I'm in the gym, and the gym can be crowded at times. And sometimes, man, I swear to God, like, I'm one of the only people there wearing a mask. So it kind of shows, people have gotten, like, either they've been vaccinated and they've gotten lapse, or they're just, people on the right that never took this serious at all. Or it's just people, I think, for the most part, are just like, it's been a year of this shit. I think I'm good now. Just kind of letting my guard down. And I let my guard down, you know what I mean? Or I started to, man. And it's like, I started letting my guard down and not being as careful about the COVID thing, because I'm figuring, like everyone else, hey man, it's been a year, people are getting vaccinated now, like, light at the end of the tunnel, right? This COVID business is almost over, we're almost out of the pandemic, right? And that's just kind of how I just been feeling lately. It's just, you can kind of let your guard down now, and then we're slowly getting out of this. I didn't catch it this whole time, so you don't think you're gonna catch it at this point, man. And like I said, I let my guard down, and almost like immediately, just like that, man, I ended up fucking around and caught the COVID, man. So definitely, man, my advice to all you guys is definitely take it seriously. If you haven't caught the COVID or haven't been vaccinated to this point, be really careful, man. Like, this COVID business is no joke. Take it from me, man. I'm not bullshitting. I have no incentive to lie to you guys about it. You know what I mean? It's like, if I had caught the COVID and it was just mild and I didn't feel nothing, or, it was, I didn't feel that it was that serious, I'd come out here and tell you that. But nah, man, I caught the COVID and it hit me pretty pretty fucking rough, man. Like I wouldn't wish that on someone I disliked. You know what I mean? You know how that expression goes, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Like maybe my worst enemy, I don't know if I really have enemies, but if I had a worst enemy, I'd say, yeah, give them the COVID so they could suffer just a little bit, without actually dying. But no, man, I don't wish COVID on anyone, man. Like I've experienced it now. I've had it. I probably still have it. I'm still in quarantine, man. I've been in quarantine for man, I don't even know at this point. It's been over a week. You know what I mean? Maybe almost 2 at this point. Like I've just kind of lost track of the days and the times, man. It's just, man, I've been going like a little nuts, being, cooped up in the house and in my house for quarantine, and honestly, man, I can't even lie to you guys. Like I've been getting a little depressed, man, just being stuck here, man, because, the other side of this personally for me, man, is, my son, my 6-year-old, soon to be 7-year-old son also caught the COVID. He tested positive, right after I did as well. So, it was just the whole guilt thing for me, man, where I didn't know if, maybe I had passed it to him, and, it hit him pretty rough for a little bit too. You know what I mean? He actually took it better than I did. You know what I mean? My kid's he's a little tough guy. You know what I mean? A little tough, man, as most kids are. Kids are just, generally fearless, and they kind of put up with things a little bit better, I think. But, he had a couple of days there, man, where he was really feeling it, man. And I was just, I was in tears, man, trying to, talk to my little guy, and he was telling me he wasn't feeling so good, and, just dealing with the COVID himself. And, we've been quarantined away from each other. We haven't been able to physically see each other other than just, through a screen, like FaceTiming and phone calls and whatnot. But, I haven't actually been able to be with him. And, like I said, man, it's been getting me really depressed, man, because, I'm stuck here. I can't go anywhere because, like I said, I'm taking the quarantine seriously. Like I took the COVID seriously, man. And, it's just one of those things, man. You got to just kind of bide your time and get out of this quarantine. There's just like, you gotta meet a few criteria here in my state of Nevada before you're able to get out of quarantine and go back to work and kind of resume living your life again. So I'm hoping that maybe within a few days, if not a week or two, I don't hope it's not another 2 weeks, man. You know what I mean? I've already been doing this for like 2 weeks. I'm already going like crazy, losing my mind. Like I said, getting fucking depressed being here, man. But yeah, bro, it's just hopefully, man, knock on wood for your boy, I can get out of this quarantine and get back to living my life, man. And definitely, honestly, man, I can't even lie to you guys. Makes me kind of rethink my position on the vaccine. We're going to talk about the vaccine and some of the stuff that's been in the news about the Johnson & Johnson recalls that have just happened recently. But you know what I mean, man? For the most part, you can see that most people that have been getting vaccinated have ended up, ending up being fine, you know what I mean? And, now they're vaccinated. So, like, I'm not saying they don't have to deal with COVID anymore, but, they're in a better position than the rest of us. So, it's making me really reconsider. I haven't, full on 100% determined, like, yes, I'm going to go get the vaccine now, but I'm starting to lean towards it, man, because like I said, I've experienced this COVID, man, and I do not want to experience it again, man. If I can, whatever I can do to not get sick like this again, man, I'm gonna do whatever it takes, man, because, like I said, dude, this COVID stuff is no fucking fun, man. Like, take it from me, it fucking sucks, catching COVID and, dealing with that, man. It's not fun, it's not fun at all. So, definitely gonna kind of, like I said, reconsider my position on the vaccine, because my original position, I'll be honest, is just like, I don't want to get the vaccine, you know what I mean? You're asking me to put a lot of stock and trust into the government that has shown me virtually nothing to be able to trust them for, you know what I mean? So, but I see that, I know people personally, not just, like people on social media or whatever that are getting vaccinated and spreading the word, but I know people personally, people in my own family that have gotten vaccinated and they're doing just fine. You know what I mean? They're not having any, severe problems with it. So, obviously I know some people are, everyone's going to experience things in different ways. Some people are going to, develop symptoms or side effects from the vaccination different from the next person. But like I said, man, like if you're kind of leaning towards it like I am, and you're kind of just looking for some kind of if you're looking for any kind of sign as to like, yes, give me a sign to go get it, take this as your sign, man. You know what I mean? Don't fuck around and catch COVID. If you're not going to get vaccinated, then just take the guidelines seriously, man, because this shit fucking, it was rough, man. It's been rough, dealing with this and still dealing with it. You know what I mean? And, not being able to be around your loved ones, man. You think in your head you could do it, man, but when you have to do it, when you have to like really get into the quarantine and actually, kind of just, isolate yourself from the rest of the world, man, it's a little maddening, man. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? It's not as easy as you think. So, I mean, maybe there's some people that are just so introverted like that, and I'm an introvert. You know what I mean? I'm super shy and very introverted away from people. That I like I like the alone me time, but in moderation. You know what I mean? I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? But I like being around people to a certain degree. Especially people that I care about, friends and family, and then obviously my son. But man, when you're pulled away from all of that, man, it's a very, very depressing feeling. I mean, not at first. I mean, at first you're just kind of sick and you're just kind of resting around and thinking about sleeping, and you're taking medicine. And that was the other thing, man. I couldn't eat solid foods for like almost a week. You know what I mean? It took me like a good 4 or 5 days, from when I tested, positive, to be able to get back to like eating solid foods again. And you know what I mean? And, dealing with all that for like the first few days, man, I was just full of nothing but straight water and medicine. And it just, really messes with your stomach, man. I dropped like 10 pounds during this quarantine, man. I'm like 10 pounds down right now. Like, I don't know how well that, translates over video, for those of you guys watching on the YouTube, and I'll plug the show here in just a second. But I mean, yeah, man, I went into the quarantine, I think the week before, I tested positive. I was in the gym, I weighed myself, I was weighing in about a buck 85, around that range. And just the other day, a couple days ago, man, I weighed myself here at the house to see where I'm at, man. I dropped down to about 176. So, I mean, almost a full 10 down, man. And that's just, a week and a half, almost 2 weeks here in quarantine. So, like I said, man, it's just this COVID stuff obviously is not healthy, man. And, definitely do what you got to do to stay away from it. But, I just wanted to, just kind of give you guys an update on where I'm at. A lot of people, and I have to say, just kind of sidetracking, have to give a big thanks to all of you guys that, listeners of the show, and just, personal friends, and, people on social media. You guys might have seen I posted, just a message saying, explaining that I tested positive, and, just kind of focusing on my health, and resting, and, getting back to as close to 100% as possible that I can. And, man, so many people, man, friends, listeners of the show, coworkers, everybody, man. So many people reached out to me and sent me such touching messages. You know what I mean? It really honestly touched my fucking heart, man. I can't even front. Like it really, it just meant a lot to me, man, to be honest. Like, how many people, or how many of you guys out there, took the time to just wish me well. You know what I mean? It was really touching. And, I can't thank people enough. And then obviously, like I said in the message, you guys you'll never know how much, I appreciate shit like that. You know what I mean? It meant so much to me, just to know that there's people out there, man, that are gonna take the time to actually give a shit about you. And, even a simple gesture like just sending out a message, hey man, hope you're doing okay, rest up, get well soon. All those things, it counts for a lot. You know what I mean? And then to all the people that said, hey, I'm here to help, whatever you need, let me know, anything at all. I got you, I got your back. Just say the word, and I'll get you whatever you need. It's like little things like that, man. You know what I mean? Just to make you feel, just cared for and appreciated. It means the world, man. It really, really means the fucking world. And I can't thank everybody enough. Everybody that took the time, just to reach out and, kind of check up on me and, stay in touch and keep me somewhat occupied, or, at least some kind of semblance of communication with people. You know what I mean? Because without that, man, like, who knows how much worse I would have been feeling right now. I mean, that's one of those things it's one of those things that's really picks up your spirits, man. And it really, really, keeps you going. You know what I mean? It keeps you, getting up every day. So, again, like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. And then thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot. And,